What do you guys think is best? Having no debt and no savings account because you used your entire savings account to pay your debt off, or having a savings account but having debt because you're wanting cash flow? I'm trying to decide which option is better because I technically have enough money in savings to pay off all of my debt and have some money left over in savings, but not the amount of money that I normally like to have in savings. But I've also thought that if you pay off all your credit cards with your savings account, you then would have the access to the credit card funds if you needed something, like if an emergency came up, and that's normally what your savings account is for. However, I know there's certain bills you can't pay with credit cards, so that's like another thing that makes me think about why this wouldn't be a good idea. But I'm really on a debt repay journey, and I've been trying just about everything that I can think of to pay off debt, but it's just so hard. I feel like with the interest rates and then like just, I guess, the craziness that I spent on credit cards. So let me know if you are a financial guru or a debt repay guru. Let me know what you think the best option is. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, now I will not call myself a guru, right? Anyone who calls themselves the guru, yeah, I kind of steer away from them because no one's really a guru. We all have financial opinions based upon our life experience, and we could just all give recommendations. So in this video, I'm just gonna give myself a recommendation because this is an interesting topic that so many people struggle with, right? Because on one hand, you want to have that emergency fund. You want to make sure you're protected from all types of emergencies. But at the same time, if you're carrying credit card debt, that's the most toxic debt that you have out there, right? That debt right there is destroying your wealth building. The average rates right now on credit cards is like 22 to damn near 30%, right? So that's destroying all of your wealth. Even if you invest in the market, credit cards are just destroying it. So you definitely need to get rid of credit cards. Now, if she has so much money in her savings and she has this credit card debt, what should she do? Well, first of all, here's my opinion. It depends, okay, on your current situation that you're in right now in your life, right? First of all, she didn't say how much money was in that savings account, but let's say it was 3 to 6 months savings, emergency, right? Let's just say that's how much is in there. But if you're on a job right now where you feel secure, right? Because nowadays, who knows what secure is? Let's say secure job, like a nurse, for example, right? Nurses, their jobs are pretty secure. They could work anywhere, man, and they're always gonna get a job. So let's say, you're a nurse. If you feel really secure with your job, and obviously you have an option to work multiple hours, then reducing your savings to pay off your debt is the best thing to do. You do not want to just wipe out your savings to pay off your debt, but you want to reduce it. If you have 6 months in emergency savings in there, drop it down to 3. At least drop it down to 3, okay? Drop it down to 3, pay off your debt, and continue paying your debt aggressively as much as possible. Because I know there's some people out there, and they're probably going to say in this video, the Dave Ramsey approach, right? The Dave Ramsey approach is have $1,000 in your savings and attack your debt aggressively. Now, that $1,000 certainly is a starter, right? It's a starter, but she's way beyond that. Like she passed the $1,000. So the $1,000 is a starter emergency fund that Dave Ramsey says. But during these times, that needs to be adjusted. It needs to be more than that, right? It definitely needs to be more than $1,000. I like the Money Guys advice. What the Money Guys say, Brad and Bo, what they say is to have at least enough to cover like your deductibles, like your medical deductibles, your auto deductibles. Like, they have enough money for that, because if you get into a car accident, you have money for a deductible. Health scare, anything on hospital visits, you have money for deductible. So you could continue to pay off your debt and invest, and your world won't change in case any of those things happen, right? That is the key. Once you have that amount, go ahead and then just start paying off your debt aggressively. Now, there's something she said in that video, and you guys probably caught it, that makes me skeptical. And this is one thing, if she watches this video, I will hope she'll listen to, which is, you cannot look at your credit card as an emergency fund. I repeat, your credit card is not an emergency fund. When I grew up, right, during my times, that's the language that I heard my parents always say, and people always say in general, which is, you need to have a credit card for what? For emergencies. That's a slippery slope. Emergency, right, is very subjective. everything in your life feels like an emergency. I need to go shopping tonight because I'm having this dinner that I forgot about and I don't have my dress, I don't have this outfit. You go out and start using your credit card. And it gets really easy because you're saying, I could make the minimum payment. It's a slippery slope. You want to stay away from that as much as possible as using your credit card strictly for the fact of emergencies. If you're really good with credit cards, then use it only to pay your bills. Use it for your spending, but keep a budget to make sure you don't exceed your spending. But this all comes in line with if you're good with using credit cards. If you got yourself into debt and you feel like you didn't learn from it, stay away from credit cards as much as possible. I mean, obviously you're gonna need it to book vacations and things like that because you want to get those reward points. And listen, we live in a world where credit is going to be here. It's a good tool to use, to utilize, but you need to use it effectively. So I'm not trying to say run away from credit cards and never use it, but just use it on bills and certain things and try as much as you can to be a credit card person. But if you're not, get rid of those cards. So that's my advice, okay? Do not wipe out your whole savings and dump it in your credit card debt, because what's going to happen is, you already said it, if anything happens, you're going to go right back into credit card debt, and that's just, you're starting all over again. Now you're going down a slippery slope, and you made a horrible, horrible decision. But hey, at least you're having this conversation. I give her props for that. At least she's having this conversation, because it is an interesting conversation, and there's so many people out there who struggle and don't really know exactly how to tackle debt, right? They don't know whether they should save first, right, and save more than $1,000 a day, Ramsey, and then knock out the debt, or save the $1,000 and knock out the debt. And how to pay it, debt snowball avalanche, that's a whole different thing. But hey, let's at least get to the first base, which is having a system in place to start knocking out this debt. What do you guys think? Do you think that's what she should follow, which is have a savings account and then start paying your debt off? Or you think depleting your savings and paying off debt is the better option? I would love to hear everyone's comments about this. Drop a comment down below, guys. Really, I want to hear it. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.